there is a strange kind of pain that only comes from hearing an old voice note. Not an old photo, not an old text. A photo shows how someone looked, but a voice note gives you timing, breath, and the small laugh before a sentence. It gives you the way someone said your name before they knew it would become a memory. And sometimes, that is the part that hurts most. Ethan found the phone in the bottom drawer of his desk. It was old, cracked, and covered with dust. He had only opened the drawer because he was looking for a charger. That was how memories usually came back to him. Not with drama, not with music, just by accident. The phone took a long time to turn on. When the screen finally lit up, Ethan told himself he was only curious. He wanted to see what was still there. Old apps, old photos, old messages. But when the home screen appeared, he felt something tighten in his chest. It was not the phone that felt old. It was him. He opened the photos first. There were sunsets, blurry dinners, old screenshots, and faces he had not seen in years. Some made him smile. Some made him embarrassed. But he was fine. Photos were manageable. They stayed still. They let you look away. Then he opened the old chat app. Most conversations were broken. Some names had no pictures. Some accounts were gone. And then he saw the voice notes. 5 seconds, 12 seconds, 3 seconds, 21 seconds. Tiny pieces of someone's voice trapped inside a forgotten phone. He knew he should leave them alone. But Ethan tapped the first one anyway. The room was quiet. Then a voice came out of the speaker. Soft, ordinary, alive. The voice note was only 7 seconds long. It was not a confession, an apology, or anything important. The person was only saying they were running late. They laughed once, quickly, then said, "I'll be there soon." That was all. 7 seconds. But Ethan had to put the phone down because the voice did something a photo never did. It did not show him the past. It brought the past into the room. For a moment, the years between then and now collapsed. The desk disappeared. The drawer disappeared. The quiet apartment disappeared. And he was back there, waiting, younger, certain that ordinary days would keep repeating. A photo is honest, but distant. You can study it like evidence. You can tell yourself, that was then. But a voice arrives in real time. If a voice note was 12 seconds long, you have to give it 12 seconds of your present life. You sit there while the past speaks at its original speed. That is what makes it feel alive. That is also what makes it cruel. Ethan played another one. Just a laugh. And then, "Stop, I'm serious." He almost smiled. Then he remembered the white table, the cheap coffee, the rain on the window. The words were almost nothing, but the rhythm was familiar. The breath was familiar. The silence before the laugh was familiar. And the worst part was this. It sounded normal, not final. For a while, Ethan thought the pain came from missing the person. Maybe that was part of it. But as he sat there with the old phone in his hand, he understood something else. He was not only hearing someone else's voice, he was hearing the life he had before he knew how things would end. He was hearing a version of himself who still replied quickly, still made plans casually, and still believed some people would always be around because they had been around yesterday. That was the real ache. The voice note did not just preserve another person. It preserved his own innocence. Ethan hovered his thumb over the delete button. For a second, deleting them felt like strength. Clean the phone. Clear the drawer. Remove the ghosts. But he did not press it. Deleting the voice would not delete the memory. It would only delete the proof that the memory had once been ordinary. So Ethan did something smaller. He did not delete the voice notes. He also did not keep replaying them. He backed them up, named the folder, and moved it somewhere he would not open by accident. Nothing in the room changed, but something inside him became a little quieter. Maybe healing is not always about letting go completely. Sometimes it is just learning where to put the things that still hurt. Not in your hand at midnight. Not in a drawer where they can surprise you. Somewhere safe. Somewhere honest. Somewhere you can choose to visit. Old voice notes hurt because they do not feel like memories. They feel like interruptions. They enter the present without asking. They borrow someone's old breath and place it in the room beside you. And for a few seconds, you remember not only who they were, but who you were when you heard them. That is why an old photo can make you nostalgic, but an old voice note can make you stop moving. Because a photo says, "This happened." A voice says, "It is happening again." Some memories deserve a place, just not always a place where they can speak without warning.